What's up, guys? I'm here with a video. This is actually a video that I do every year on this channel, but it just recently got turned into the Logan and Wesley channel. But if you've been here since it was just my channel, you know that every year I do a a tier list based off how well I think each NFL team is going to do each season, and it's that time again. And so it's time for us to get into a tier list, and let me tell you what I think about these NFL teams. All right, so we're gonna start out with I'm gonna do this a little different than I usually do. I usually just go through the line of teams and put them throughout sporadically. We're just gonna go through each column, and I'll let you know. My Super Bowl fades are the Kansas City Chiefs, the Houston Texans, Baltimore Ravens, and the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, and here are my reasons. Um, Hold up. Actually, let me throw the lines in that too. And here are my reasons for each team. Kansas City, obvious. They're the Kansas City Chiefs. They're the New England Patriots of this generation. Um, they're going to do what they do. Even if they have a terrible regular season like they did last year, they're going to make a postseason. They're going to find a way to the Super Bowl. Houston Texans just built an amazing offense. Picked up Joe Mixon, picked up Diggs. So now they have Diggs, Tank Dell, like, dude, with C.J. Stroud at quarterback as well. Picked up Danielle Hunter for the defense. They were already a fantastic team last year. Stroud got injured, hurt them season a little bit. Stroud came back, boom in the postseason, won a playoff game. Um, yeah, Ravens. Ravens dominated last year. MVP Lamar Jackson, and they added Derrick Henry to that team. They're going to be phenomenal. Once again, Super Bowl favorites for sure. San Francisco 49ers, not much needed to said. One of the best offenses, one of the best defenses. CMC, Brock Purdy, Debo Samuel, George Kittle, Bosa, um, those guys. I can't off the top of my head. Drew a blank. But yeah, Fred Warner. An amazing team on offense and defense. Rams, same thing. Rams performed like crazy last year. Absolutely amazing team. They just added more and more pieces this offseason. Didn't lose anything. We made it all the way to the championship game last year. They're for sure a nice Super Bowl favorite. Um, Then we'll get into my Super Bowl contending teams. I have the Miami Dolphins. I have the Philadelphia Eagles. I have the Cincinnati Bengals. And there is one more team. Where are they at? Where are they at? Ah, no. Which team was it? I done forgot. Hold up, chat. Give me a second. Wait up, chat. I done forgot what team it was that I also had thrown up there in my Super Bowl favorites, and it was the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, no, it wasn't the Cleveland Browns. It wasn't the Cleveland Browns. I had one more team. Yeah, it was three AFC teams. Oh yeah, it was the Lions, but it was the Texans, but I threw them in Super Bowl favorites. Yeah. I'm gonna redo that. Alright, so now we're going to move on to my Super Bowl contending teams. Teams I think have a shot at the playoffs, but not necessarily are locks for me for going to make it. So we have the Miami Dolphins, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Um, Philadelphia, a great team. We done know that. They've been to the Super Bowl before. They made it to the playoffs last year. They're a great team. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. They got a great defense as well. My only worry with them is their offensive line. They have lost two of their greatest offensive linemen in the league. Uh, so I don't know how they're going to hold up. We'll have to wait and see because they were a very big part of that team's success with all the tush pushes that they did. So yeah, the Bengals. I think the Bengals have been a team that have supposed to be. They're meant to be battling everybody. They're supposed to be one of the top dogs in the league, but Joe Burrow just seems to not be able to stay healthy. So if he stays healthy, I think he is a nice Super Bowl contending team, leaving the Bengals in to the playoffs. The Miami Dolphins. Now this is gonna seem a little biased. I am a Dolphins fan, but the team has proven that they can compete. The team has proven that they can make the playoffs back-to-back years. No reason why they couldn't do it a third year, especially with the season that they have laid ahead in the regular season. It's super easy for the Dolphins this year in the regular season. Predicting like a nice 14-3 record from them, 13-4. Really easy schedule for them. Um, they've lost some big pieces on defense, but they've also added big pieces on defense to take in those places like Jordan Poyer, drafting Chop Robinson. So I think if they stay healthy though, they have to stay healthy, and they're a Super Bowl contending team in my opinion. So next is my playoff teams I know for sure will make the playoffs. Um, the Atlanta Falcons. That's a pretty good one. The Cleveland Browns. The Buffalo Bills. The Dallas Cowboys. Those four teams are locks that they will be in the playoffs. Why? Cowboys. Everybody knows the Cowboys always make the playoffs and always flop in the playoffs. Cowboys play fantastic in the regular season, dominate in the regular season. I don't think the Cowboys, if I'm correct about this, they either finally did lose like one or they never lost an entire home game all last year. Yeah, so they're fantastic in the regular season. Off season rolls around. Um, Buffalo though. Here's my thing with Buffalo, and this is why I only have them as a playoff team and nothing more. Is because they lost pieces, dude. They lost Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer on defense. Two of the best safeties in the league. They lost Diggs. Their only good wide receiver they had on the team, right? They don't have Josh Allen doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to. They don't have a good run game. James Cook has been a little mediocre. Um, so I don't think they can do too much. They also don't have the easiest of schedules. And Josh Allen has to get through the Chiefs in the postseason, which he really struggles to do. The Browns are a fantastic team, made the playoffs last year, put up a fight against the Texans in the playoffs. They had Joe Flacco though last year. They're gonna have Deshaun Watson back. I think they'll do great. They stay healthy. If Nick Chubb gets to come back, I think they'll play absolutely fantastic ball on offense and defense. Myles Garrett, defensive player of the freaking year easily. Could repeat, do it again over and over and over and over again. The Falcons have rebuilt like crazy this offseason, signing Darnell Mooney, Kirk Cousins. They've signed some great other pieces as well. I can't name them off the top of my head. They are a fantastic team, and I think they have a really good shot at the playoffs, mainly because I think they have the best bet chance at winning their division, which will instantly give them a spot in the playoffs. My next team, my next category, potential wild cards. So these are teams I think will be fighting for those wild card spots. There's going to be quite a few. I'm going to throw the Jets in there. We're going to throw the Jags, the Bucks, and the Jags in there. My bad. We're going to throw the Rams in there as well as the Green Bay Packers, and yeah. Um, these five teams right here have proven themselves, proven that they're building, proven that they're good, proven that they can fight, but just not fight the fight. They can fight, but they can't. You know, these dogs fight. You know what I mean? The Green Bay Packers played absolutely fantastic last year. Absolutely amazing in the postseason as well. I think the Rams are a team that kind of, they did that Super Bowl thing and then they fell back off. I think they're back on that upcom again. No chance they're making the Super Bowl this year. But I could definitely see them in a Super Bowl very, very soon. Or at least fighting for closer chance very, very soon. The Jags, I feel like the Jags are a very good team. They have a lot of potential. There's just a few things that they need to tweak here and there, and if they can find those things they need to tweak and fix them, I think they'll be. I think they'll be all right. I think they'll be all right. The Bucks, same thing for them. They're a good team. They're just missing some pieces, maybe on defense, maybe a piece or so here on offense. But yeah, fantastic team. I have high hopes for them this regular season. And yeah, Jets. Oh my goodness, the Jets popped off this freaking off season. They signed so many good wide receivers. They signed Mike Williams. He's one of them that they signed. Aaron Rodgers is healthy at the practice. But my concern is with them. They are the Jets. Aaron Rodgers is old. Aaron Rodgers tore his left Achilles instantly, like very first freaking possession. He tore it. And I've heard a lot of reports and news and whatnot that he's already been, looking like his right one's hurting him. So I don't think he's even going to be playing like the second half of regular season. So that's going to hurt them a lot. So we'll have to see what happens with them. These are teams that I think will just miss out on the wild card. For once, I think the Steelers will not make the playoffs. Just barely, though. Just freaking barely. I mean, they have probably one of the toughest divisions. One of the toughest divisions. I mean, they have the Browns in there. They have the Ravens in there. And those are two teams that seem just on a rampage right now. Yeah. That's hard. That's hard to fire out there. The next team I'll throw in there that are just going to be missing out are the Chargers, the Saints, and the Seahawks. These four teams have had so much potential. The Steelers, I think the Steelers are great. I just don't think they're there yet. Mike Tomlin is one of the greatest coaches of all time. They just signed him back. He's going to be there a lot longer. But I still just don't believe in Kenny Pickett. They have George Pickens, which is awesome. I saw they were finally working out Darnell Washington. Probably going to get him involved more. Just Najee Harris was playing absolutely terrible last year. So unless he starts playing well or whatnot, I don't know. The Chargers, I don't know what the Chargers were thinking this offseason. They released everybody off their squad. They released Keenan Allen. They released Mike Williams. They released freaking Austin Eckler. They're just like, you know what? We have this quarterback. He doesn't need anything. We just need quarterback. So I don't know what they're doing. So, yeah, I don't think they'll make it this year at all. I think they got a lot of problems. They got their defense still, but that's really it for them. The Saints, Derek Carr, he's okay. They don't have too many other offensive. They don't really have too many offensive pieces, and then they got Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara, Defensive wise, they don't really have too much there either. So there's just a struggling franchise right now. And same thing for the Seahawks. Saints and Seahawks, there's a lot of similarities there. Like they have one good receiver on both teams, Chris Olave and DK Metcalf for the Seahawks. They both have quarterbacks. They're kind of Geno Smith and Derek Carr. Um, Defenses, they both have defenses with like one or two good players. But not much to be said for each team. Um, Now these are teams that require some building up to get to where they want to be. I mean, they're not the worst teams, but they just need some more building to happen, and that'd be the Broncos, the Raiders, the Cardinals. What's the Colts in there, and the Vikings. Um, Now somebody's saying, why are the Vikings so low? They have like Justin Jefferson and all these other guys. Um, so the Vikings, yes, they have Justin Jefferson, but how good can a receiver really be with no quarterback? They're gonna have a rookie, J.J. McCarthy, and a quarterback. There's no cluing was no cluing? Is that a word? There's no clue what he's going to do, what his potential is. Um, and other than that, I mean, they signed Aaron Jones, yes, so they're going to be able to run the ball more. They're probably going to run the ball a lot, so they're probably not even going to use JJ McCarthy and Jay Jettas. JJ to JJ. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Defensive. I can't English with the Vikings for some reason right now. Anyways, defensively, they lost Neil Hunter. They don't really have too much else on defense. So, they need some rebuilding for sure on that team. The Colts, Michael Pittman Jr. is the only Colts player that can come. DeForest Buckner. Yeah, so they don't have too much star power over on that team. Hopefully, with Anthony Richardson coming back, they start producing, because when he was there, they were doing good. They were playing really freaking good with Anthony Richardson. So maybe he'll boost them up, but I'm not seeing them produce too much this year. Yeah, the Cardinals. Cardinals had a great offseason, a great draft. But they're still struggling. I don't think Kyler Murray is their franchise quarterback, in my personal opinion. I don't think he's the guy. Marvin Harrison Jr. is a great pickup for them. They needed a next D-Hop, is what I see him being, the next D-Hop for the Cardinals. I know he started Texans, but Cardinals is. I think he's a nice fit over there. But other than that, I mean, they don't have too much star power like the other teams. I think that's a common thing throughout all these teams. Not much star power. So yeah, they just need more rebuilding. Raiders have a great team. They drafted Brock Bowers, one of the greatest tight ends in college football. They have Devontae Adams. They have a great running back. Well, not great, but they have a great running back. They have a good running back. They have a couple good defensive pieces like Chandler Jones and stuff. So they got some defensive, they got some offensive, but here's the thing that they're missing is quarterback. Quarterback, guys. Quarterback is so important in this league, especially in these days, guys. Like, come on, brother. Sorry about that. I had a freaking autism moment. Aiden O'Connell's not your answer, Raiders. I'm sorry to break it to you. Aiden O'Connell's not the answer. They should have drafted a quarterback. They should have had a new quarterback on my team, picked up somebody. But yeah, Aiden O'Connell's not the answer for them. Bronco country, let's ride. Bo Nix. And what do they have at wide receiver? I don't even know. What they have at receiver right now. They have good defense. They do have really good defense, but offensively, there's no stars. There's no stars on their offense. They need some rebuilding. And of course, the remaining teams all have to go to the number one pick contention. because there's no other slot for them to go. Panthers, not much needed there. I think they'll produce a little more than they did last year. Bryson Young, getting to feel for things. They signed Robert Hunt to help build up that offensive line to protect him more, give him a little more time to see over them. Yeah. Not much to say about them, I guess. I don't have too much information to say. Just that I think they're a little better than last year, but not much. Maybe one more game. Now, the Titans being this low is a shock to maybe even me. I might have put them a little higher. Maybe. Yeah. You know what? Screw it. I'll do it right now. I'm throwing them in the rebuild. They have a great wide receiver core. They have a top 5 receiving core in the league. But Will Levis is a big problem for me. Their offensive line is a big problem for me. Their defense is a big problem for me. So you have nothing but 3 receivers. That's a problem. So a lot of rebuilding is needed there. Patriots have fallen off big time. Drake May is their new quarterback. They still don't have no true wide receiver power. Their top guy last year was like Devontae Parker, and he retired this year. Mike Gesicki's on the team still. Defensively, they got some okay players on the defenses. Their defense is good. Their defense is okay. Offensively, though, they don't produce. They don't produce on offense. Probably you think they'll have a new coach this year and everything. Bill Belichick finally retiring. So I'm not predicting much out of them. So I think for once I haven't even ever been alive for it, but they're gonna get a number 1 pick, I think. Next is the Commanders. Commanders had a good draft as well. Picked up some really good pieces. Jaden Daniels, I think he's gonna be fantastic in the NFL, but Washington doesn't have much more going for them right now. They have Terry McLaurin. They signed Austin Eckler, but it's Washington. They're just a very confused franchise, I think, and they're just not able to compete with the other teams above them. The Bears, Caleb Williams. I don't believe in Caleb Williams one bit. I don't even think he'll end up playing in the NFL for too long, with his old Under Armour thing and whatnot. I think he is going to be just like Bryce Young. I think he's this guy that people build up in college to seem all great and whatnot. They're going to be the next face of the freaking NFL and everything, and then they get to the NFL and they just flop. I think he's that. I think he's going to be another Bryce Young. Bears did sign Keenan Allen. Big time playmaker, but Keenan Allen has been saying some stuff that he's not really liking what he's seeing out of his quarterback. So, that's Caleb Williams, the NFL new face guy. So, yeah, I'm not expecting much out of the Bears. And the New York Giants. I just don't even know what to say at this point, guys. I'm lost for words over these nice teams. I don't know. I just don't see great things for their franchises. They don't have that star power. They're not getting that spotlight from the stars because, that's why these upper teams are more known. That's why the Kansas City Chiefs, the Ravens, the Texans better than some other teams and whatnot. Because they have that star power. They're always in the light. So I don't really know too much about these teams. I just know they don't have star power. And star power is what makes teams good. So yeah, I think them 5 at the bottom is very, very fair. So this is my 2024-2025 list. I'm pretty okay with it. I like it. I might have shifted a couple things. I don't know. Maybe move the Steelers to potential wild cards because it is Mike Tomlin. He's never had a negative season. But they could still go freaking neutral. That's not a negative season. I don't know. So we'll just have to wait and find out, won't we? So yeah, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what your Super Bowl predictions are and all that whatnot. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what to do down there. And just Hope you enjoyed, got some intel, whatnot. I don't know. I hope you liked the video.